Hello and welcome, this is TheHereticSpot and we are playing Pathfinder Kingmaker. Still on the search for the goblin camp. Damn. Still my bloody damn issue. My issue with the you can see it on the map, it gets stuck for a second or something. This might be the graphics card as far as I've researched, which is not good. Like the tours of Lebanese themselves, their foothills are rich with caves. One of them hides within the flaky rock called the Arbor by some travelers. Our goal is still to find the goblin camp and more clues of the mother of whatever the quest was called. Plus, we have back here the Shrine of Lamshtu. That's where we have to go, probably. Let's see, what do we find here?
I need to catch my breath.
Talon Peak. Known locally as Talon Peak, the jagged ruins of the crumbling tower sits on top of a low mountain, resembling a sharp claw protruding from the peak. The location is known mainly for the legends of giant birds nesting atop of it. Now let's do some resting. What after? There's someone on the road. What? Oh, an encounter. Something else.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Oh. Well, that someone are at least 4 leopards. Maybe more.
We should move. I am yours to command.
Issue gets even more difficult right now. I don't know why. Can we not continue? Are we all rested? Okay, saves and continues at some point from here. But one thing this makes me really curious. I mean, I'm still and there's an update running in the background. And that might be one of the reasons why it is so. What's the right word for that? I actually don't know. It's not strong. Let me think. A word which tells me that the issue I have with the stocking. I can't see it on the mouse cursor. But that is okay. Might be a word. Damn! I can't talk that much. Damn. I don't know what's wrong, but no. Yeah, it's getting worse so far. Let's go here. Oh, no. Kingdom has something. What does the kingdom have right now? Monster invasion success. Regent demands your presence. Success. Why do they come now? Support. What is that? Love of the folk. The cost of buildings with the static loyalty bonus. Alchemist, Bardic College, City Hall, Everflowing Spring, Exotic Gardens, Herbalist, Magic Shop, Monument Park, Swordlord's Academy, Temple of the Kalian Town Hall. It's reduced by 10%. Choose an advisor. Reduced by 10%. That might not be too bad. Ah, he is still on a mission, so that can't be done. Okay, I have 2 rank ups, 3 or 4 rank ups actually. Economy, love of the folk, heeding to the poor and weak, heading to the poor, no, heeding. Paying attention to the community and heeding every call of distress. The region resolves problems with a +1 bonus. Why not? It costs not that much, but let's do this for you. Restoration, talent recruiter, trade. We don't have regions, no, not yet. And now let's go to the Arbor Rock and see what's there.
In due time.
Map is not that large. It's the typical map like we have seen 1,000 times before. Up there is a cave. Why is it so annoyingly strong at the moment? If I change quickly to the desktop and have a look at the... Oh, well, there's still some updating ongoing. Might be that, I don't know. That annoys the heck out of me. Huh? Medium Earth Elemental.
To victory!
To victory. That's some Earth Elemental right there. Diamond. It's shining bright. Oh. Wow, that hitbox, look at that. Where it bloody starts. I mean, I do like the fact that we have here a Pathfinder game.
I do what I must.
It's probably not even a bad story. But bad thing. I do not feel comfortable with the quality. I would say not the quality of the context, also the quality of what they do with the with certain things like the combat, or as I've seen the hitbox. Look at that, the hitbox is really small here. Let's come mirror along, go over here. No, so okay, there. The hitbox starts right here. I'm not even close to that kind. The hitbox opens. I can understand that it would be close to the hitbox down here, but up here there's nothing. Not comfortable with that. And we still can't select the companion from from a different type of screen or so. So we probably should go down and yeah, let's go here for now. Yes, travel, please.
I need to catch my breath.
And again, there's
Adventures can wait.
I don't see that they are exhausted. They should be exhausted. Oh, she has fire damage, okay. Electricity, but she had more than electricity on her. Oh, only electricity. Electricity? Didn't she have electricity and ice? Pretty sure that crossbow had 2 types of. Huh. Well, I'm probably wrong then. I really need to get rid of some stuff here. Too many items.
We should gather our strength.
Yeah, well, let's do that. And enter that shrine of Lamshtu. So there we have Keston. Seeing you, Keston nods. Under his coat you notice a suit of armor. A sword hangs at his belt. The guard is ready to fight. I'm happy to see you here, my Baroness. While we are waiting for you, I've had enough time to choose a good place for our ambush. I've received your letter, Keston, and came as soon as I could. Thank you, Your Grace. I've decided I'm really bad today at reading and everything, probably because I'm quite tired. I've decided you'd like to see this place with your own eyes. Lamshtu Shrine is on the other side of the hill. I'd suggest we set an ambush right here. The visibility is good, so we can watch the cultists unnoticed and choose the right moment to strike. If you wish, you can examine the location. I'm ready, Caston. Let's get those cultists. Come to me, Lamshtu's children. Yeah. Well, there's a pause in order to just read what they're saying, because I can't read that fast. No. Seems they're going to attack.
To victory!
Curse upon you! Lamshtu will avenge her children! Yeah, run away. Do we have... We have a level. Yay! Okay. Let's get the stuff from the cultists. Yes, Falcon, definitely. Bloodstained piece of manuscript. And finally the level up for that guy. Yes. Take that. What can I give you? I have no idea. I was never good with spell focus. Let's see it again. Add +1 to the difficulty class for all saving throw against spells of a certain school. Huh. Let's say... Evocation. Complete. That was easy, but there are spells to learn. Most likely. Oh yeah, see, there's one more he can have here. Arrow of Law. Hold person. No, let's take hold person. Maybe that might do something. And tier 5. Breath of Life. One friendly creature within touch range. This spell cures 5d8 points of damage +1 per caster level. Unlike other spells that heal damage, Breath of Life can bring recently slain creatures back to life. It casts upon a creature that has died within 2 rounds. Apply the healing from the spell to the creature if the healed creature's hit point total is at negative amount less than the Constitution score. It comes back to life and stabilize. Flame Strike. Oh, that sounds evil. Collect wounds, mass, cleanse, disrupting weapons, truth seeing, erase dead, slay living. Ooh. Profane Nimbus. Evil, that isn't good, yeah. Serenity. 1 round per level will negates affected by target's spell resistance. Mind affecting compulsion emotion. Standard action. You fill the target minds with feelings of tranquility. Those attempting to commit violence become stricken with racking pain and take 3d6 points of damage each round they attempt to harm another creature. Angelic aspect. Not affected by target spell resistance. 1 minute per level. You take on an aspect of an angelic being, including some of its physical characteristics. You gain resistance to acid and cold 10. And damage reduction 5 versus evil. You also gain +2 deflection bonus and to AC and +2 resistance bonus on saving throws. Allies in the area of effect at the time of spellcasting implant +1 sacred bonus on attack rolls, and save against fear effects +1 temporary hit point per caster level. I'll take the flame strike for that guy because it's flame strike. It sounds fucking awesome. Genie kind? What is that? Upon casting this spell, you must choose one type of genie to transform into. What was it, genie? No, I don't know. Selecting from it is genie, okay. For some reason. Selecting from genie, free tea, merit, or shaitan. You retain your basic physical appearance, but shift in some way to become more akin to the genie type you choose. While under the effects of the genie kind, you gain +10 racial bonus on all saving throws and throws against paralyze, poison, sleep, and stunning effect, and +4 enhancement bonus to your natural armor bonus. You also gain +2 enhancement bonus to constitution. You are also affected by the difficult terrain. What can we summon with that one? We can't see that yet. Oh, elemental would be. I think something elemental would be nice. Bone Shatters as well, nice spell. The target's bones splinter, dealing 1d6 points of damage per caster level, maximum 15 die 6 to the target, which also is exhausted for 1 minute per caster level from the pain of exertion and transformation. Ooh, that sounds bad. Let's keep it that way at the moment. What is with her? She can do whatever she can do. Same as her. And for the others I don't have to look. The update is done and it still is
I see something.
bloody difficult. Ooh, another kukri. What is that? What is that? What is that? What can that thing do? Kukris are so bloody amazing. It has a +2 bonus. And enhancement +2 unholy and sacrificial. Okay, let's have an info. Unholy. An unholy weapon is imbued with unholy power. This power makes the weapon evil aligned, and thus bypass the corresponding damage reduction. It deals extra 2 die 6 points of damage against all creatures of good alignment. Sacrificial. Attacks with this weapon get an additional +2 enhancement bonus against stunned, paralyzed, nauseated or frightened creatures. Well, I don't know if we find that many good-willed creatures. But still damn bloody amazing. So, Keston. Yep, we have to follow that guy, I guess. Yep, leaf. So, wow. Triumph over the wicked Lamshtu cultists proved incomplete. Some villains or villainess had slipped away under the cover of darkness and into a narrow gorge among the rocks. Without a second thought, our brave Baroness, loyal Keston, and their comrades in arms rushed after the fleeing figure. The figure clad in black was barely visible in the dark. The villain had gotten far ahead of us. At least at the last moment, the Baroness noticed their party had turned aside and disappeared behind the rocks. Use mobility. That is a good check. We rolled a 7, so it was close, so to say. Wait, what? Difficult class 21? Doesn't it say like 25? Weird. Climbing the darkness is a difficult task. It is not a joke when you try to catch a stable rock and hear the smallest stones crumble under your feet. Several times it seems our heroes were out of luck, but their stubbornness and the thought of the runaway cultists gloating about eluding them gave them strength. Moments later we were at the top. So our heroes found themselves at the top, and just in time. The cultist, barely visible in the darkness, was threading his way through the gorge directly beneath them. It seems the cultist was so focused on finding his footing, he didn't notice the pursuers perched above him, giving the Baroness a chance to strike. What will our heroes do next? Ooh, dexterity or strength. Trigger an avalanche over the runaway's head, frighten them. Or send the swiftest and most agile down the unstable slope and hope of the cultist slope in the hopes of cutting the runaway off. 18 is a hard thing. So we need a 14 and here we need a 13. That is very much unlikely to succeed at all. Let's try that. Oh. Dexterity and perception. She is very good in both, actually. Why okay, we know dexterity, but perception. Okay, I have high persuasion. And that's just the dexterity. Let's count. 18, 19 is, yeah, it's 4 and 20, 21 is 5, that's true. And she is 4. And well, let's do the third then. Crossing my fingers. Dexterity check failed, but perception check was good. Octavia appeared from the darkness like a spirit. The runaway clearly hadn't been expecting that. Octavia barely had time to react when the cultist burst into a sprint. Darkness failed to cover the peculiar way the runaway walked. The robbed figure was limping badly, dragging the right leg. Despite that, the cultist vanished in the darkness without blah blah blah. Despite that, the cultist vanished in the darkness without a trace. The party followed, to the edge of the plateau, where the flatlands began. Oh shit. Oh. That's a load to read. As our brave heroes reached the edge of the plateau, the vastness of the Camellands opened before them, an ocean of high grass as far as the eye could see. A beautiful sight, but finding our quarry in this green sea, it would prove impossible. With our heads down and hopes lost, we descended to where a small streamlet flowed. With our heads down and hopes lost, we descended to where a small streamlet, okay, I don't know what that is, flowed among the stones. That's probably that stream in the grass, the line in the grass. And then there before us, good fortune. In his haste, our villain had run through the high grass. Oh no, okay, that's the high grass. Leaving a trail for us to see. The party immediately set off, driven by a single desire to capture the criminal who dared to escape the punishment of the Baroness and had led us in this unwelcome chase. We moved as swiftly as we could, but even the ground seemed to fight us. Rock gave way to mud which grew deeper and was marched on seemed to grab at our boots. Even the wind began to rise, lashing at our cloaks, and a foul scent filled the air. Sure signs we were heading towards the Null Marches. Soaking wet and exhausted, our heroes come on. Focus. Soaked wet and exhausted, our heroes came upon a cabin at the edge of a swamp. According to custom, it was a hunter's lodge, owned by Dumra, a hunter who lived there alone, and was known for her great temper and little patience. It also looked as if it might be a place where the cultists might seek shelter. It was unlikely the runaway would brave the deepest of the Null Marches in the middle of the night. So the Baroness pushed open the door and stepped inside, letting a touch of the cool night air in. Jesus Christ. Well, it's already half an hour of the episode, and I guess I have to make a stop here, so we will continue our chase after the cultist a tad bit later, if the loading goes on and the game doesn't crash. When I started the game today, it actually crashed on me. Not to mention that it seems like it crashed once more. Well, the loading, or at least the hard drive, is doing lots of stuff, it seems. It doesn't stop loading. Yep, it seemed there's nothing happening. Nothing at all. Say task manager. Task manager says the Kingmaker access using like 0.1% of CPU, some memory, and that's it. There's nothing else going on here. I feared as much. Well, I wanted to stop the episode here anyway, so we'll continue the next time. Thank you for watching, and until then, goodbye.